Anecdotal evidence from women around the country has led to questions about how COVID vaccines may affect women's menstrual cycles. I've discussed this with my own circle of friends, and when I posted the question on Twitter, it became clear that a lot of other women were also wondering. One woman wrote, "I had my first COVID vaccine in January, followed by my second, and since then I have had hemorrhagic bleeding with clots." One woman told me, "I thought I was going crazy and even went as far as making a doctor's appointment and switching out my birth control because mine is so heavy now and it's been a month straight." Another woman said, "I didn't get my period for 3 months and they did multiple tests, but everything came back normal. Then finally I got my period and it's been super heavy for the past 22 days nonstop."
But we also know that there are some other side effects from the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines that are much more common.
Yeah, and it really pops your eyes if you see somebody with COVID arm. And that's what we're talking about. Primarily two of these reactions, one being COVID arm, the other being swelling in the lymph nodes. So for a little bit of perspective on these, that can affect up to 15 to 20% of the people who get the shots.
He got the very rare Guillain-Barré syndrome a few weeks after his first dose of the COVID vaccine. I spoke to him today about what he wants you to know and what doctors have to say.
I had to pick him up, my 6'3", completely healthy boy.
Wyatt became extremely weak and had difficulty walking. At the hospital, he was told he has Guillain-Barré.
All they know is that prior to my vaccine, I was healthy, I was whole. And then after my vaccine, I had complete paralysis of my body. I've regained the upper body strength and I'm working towards both toes moving on left and right.
They're looking for volunteers. One group will be given the standard vaccine, then later the new formula, and another group will be given both at the same time.
My limbs started going numb. My face went numb.
Sarah Moore says she's still processing the last few days being bedridden after having a frightening reaction to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
It's scary because, passing out once is not my concern. It's, passing out multiple times and then having 103.5 degree fever for the remaining 2 days after that.
She is one of 8 people who had an adverse reaction on the same day at the same DPH site at the Cumming Fairgrounds.
Man, that's not good.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I'm not taking that shit.
Oh my God, man. It's crazy. Holy shit, man, I'm fucking freaking out right now.
Wow. Folks just passing out.
Oh my God, man.
I want to make the following commitments today to the American public and this committee. FDA will not authorize or approve any COVID-19 vaccine before it has met the agency's rigorous expectations for safety and effectiveness. Decisions to authorize or approve any such vaccine or therapeutic will be made by the dedicated career staff at FDA through our thorough review processes, and science will guide our decisions. FDA will not permit any pressure from anyone to change that. I will fight for science, Mr. Chairman. I will fight for the integrity.
The first thing somebody says to me is, "You got the vaccine. How are you positive?"
27-year-old Hannah Rewerts is a physical therapist and has been tested for COVID-19 at least once a week for work since the pandemic started. She says she got her first positive test just days ago.
I was shocked, immediately. I'm like, this has to be a false positive. This can't be right.
But multiple tests confirmed it. She says she was shocked because she is also fully vaccinated. As a healthcare worker, she had her first dose of the Pfizer vaccine back in December and her second dose 3 weeks later in January. More than 2 months after the second shot, she says she contracted the virus.
So it's very odd.
Rewerts says 3 of her family members who were also fully vaccinated also contracted it.
One of my family members, actually went to the hospital. I mean, that's pretty severe enough to be concerned about the vaccine.
I felt like I just wasn't being able to get a full breath, and multiple times of that happening, not being able to get enough air, I just felt super dizzy and then eventually passed out.
Williams blames her lack of oxygen on the masks